In this video, we're going to show you how to install the door lock actuator on your Jeep Grand Cherokee, located inside your driver's side front door. Remove our door panel. There are 3 Phillips head screws. There's one inside the door handle pull. There's one up where there should be a little plastic cap right here. There's one in here, and then there's one behind the door handle right here. Let's go ahead and remove those. I want to pull the door panel off here. Pop off the little plastic buttons. I'm going to pull that door panel off. Now on the back side, we have some metal actuator rods here that go to the door handle. We want to go ahead and separate those rods from those clips. Now you can normally just use your finger to pop these off. Here we go, there's one. Pull that rod up and out, and then we'll do the bottom one. Lift that up and out. Sometimes the angle of the rod will kind of bind up in there. Once you have those rods disconnected, the next things we want to do is disconnect the harness. Now when disconnecting the harness, on the harness facing the door panel, if I flip this over, there's a little spring clip right here. You're going to pinch that with your finger and then pull that off. Towards the back section here, we have another connector. I'm going to lift up on this little tab right here and then pull this off. And you follow this up, we have our mirror connector right here. There's a tab on the top right here. And support that door panel with your leg. Gonna pinch that. Separate that connector. We have one more connector right here. It's a little tab on the top right there you want to press down on to separate. And our door panel is now free from the door shell. We're going to remove the door latch mechanism over here. This is a door lock actuator, and we're going to access it through this hole right here. There's going to be 3 rods and electrical connector we need to undo on the inside here. And let's go ahead and get that done. Now I want to go ahead and disconnect these clips. Push on these clips. Like so. You can see that I popped that back. I'm going to try this on the back rod as well. It's tough to get your finger in there, so sometimes you can use a pair of needle nose pliers. And we have one right here. Pull the rods out. And then on the back side here, push that rod out there. And on this side right here, there is an electrical connector. I want to disconnect that as well. So this electrical connector and this rod on the back are tough to undo at this point here. We're going to go to the outside, remove the 3 screws that are securing the actuator to the door shell that allow this actuator to be mobile. And we'll go ahead and disconnect the connector and that back rod at that time. Using a T30 Torx bit, let's loosen and remove the 3 screws. Now as you remove or loosen or remove the third screw here, I'm going to reach into the inside of the door. I'm going to remove that screw, set that aside, and we should have some mobility on the inside here. And you can reach into the back here, push that rod out of the back of the actuator, and now we can work the actuator up and out. Pull the actuator out here. It's going to give us better access to the electrical connector. There's a tab right here you want to push on and wiggle that connector off. We have one more rod here that is attached. We're just going to pop that out. We're going to grab our new actuator and swap that rod right over to the new one. Let's go ahead and swap over that rod. We have that installed. I'm going to go ahead and position this back into the door. Let's get our electrical connector lined up and pop that into place. Push that on, and you're going to feel it in here, it snap in. Now when installing the actuator, you want to make sure that the wire harness is on the outside of your rods. We're going to feed this in. Before we install the screws on the outside here, I want to get that one rod installed on the back side. That'll make it easier now. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we have the rod pressed in to our clip on the back. I'm going to use a pick to get behind the lock here and push that on. Okay, that's pushed into place. At this point here, we can go ahead and position our actuator into the door. And we're going to install our 3 screws on the outside. And once we have the 3 screws in, I can release the latch. And I'm going to go ahead and snug these down into place right now. These are self-aligning. So these will pull the actuator into place. Make sure those are good and snug. Let's connect our rods. Snap the clip over. I'm going to feed our other rod in. Push that into place, and we want to snap the rod onto this as well. There we go. Let's go ahead and connect all of our connectors here. Install our lower rod. And sometimes the angle of the door panel, if you adjust the door a little bit, the rod will pop right into place. And then fold your clasp on over. And then pop the clasp back onto that one. Now at this point, we're going to hang our door panel on the top of the door. Go ahead and line that up. And once that's in place, we can work our way around the perimeter, bumping on our plastic retaining tabs, securing this in place. With our door panel in place, we can now install the 3 screws, one on the handle, one up by the mirror, and the one behind the door handle. Go ahead and install the 3 door panel screws. If your door panel has the plastic button here to cover that screw, go ahead and pop that into place. Once that's all done, you want to go ahead and test everything, make sure everything works. After that, you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.